How you guys doing? Today's video is going to be on how to move stop loss to break even on any given trade you take. So let's dive right deep into it. I don't want this video to be very long. So this was the trade we took yesterday on NZD. So if you see clearly, you would realize that this trade was a 1:3 ratio trade. Knowing fully well, let me explain what risk management and risk to reward ratio is in trading. So let me start with risk to reward ratio. The triple R. Risk to reward ratio is just like what would I use to give it as an example? You are risking $2 to make $4. You get? You are risking $2 to make $4. You are risking $2 to make. You are risking something to make more. In fact, let me not stress you guys. Risk to reward ratio has to do with risking a quota of your amount or your account to make something more. Something more can be ×2, it can be ×3, it can be ×4, it can be ×5. But me, I just choose ×3 statically because I hate noise. You will see some people today, they are risking 2 to make 5. Tomorrow they are risking 2 to make 10. Tomorrow they are risking 2 to make 6. Like, I want a rejuvenized trading curve in the sense that I can be able to track my trades affluently. Like, I can be able to track my trades easily and know exactly where the issue is pointing out and make adjustments. Do you get? So if you, in sense whereby I told you guys now that I'm risking just 1 to make 3, so it means this is 1 and this blue zone here is 3. Do you get? So which means if I risk $1, I'll make $3. If I make $100, I'll make $300. If I risk $200, I'll make $600. Whatever risk I'm risking, know that it is ×3. We call it 1:3 risk to reward ratio. Now, in terms of break even, what is break even? You get to a certain point whereby after price has triggered, you can see we had this good sale to this point. After price has triggered from your level, right? Then all of a sudden you should have a particular zone price should get to before you can decide to move stop loss to break even. What is break even? Break even is that zone whereby you place your stop loss. It's more of like, it's an agreement between you and yourself that if price can sell or buy to a particular level I decide in comfortably, I will now move my stop loss to my entry, so that even if I'm sleeping, even if I go to village, even if I'm traveling, even if I'm eating, and price reverse, it will no longer stop me out in loss. There are a lot of ways to avoid losses in trading, and I'll teach you guys that. There are a lot of ways to avoid. One thing you should always avoid in trading, you see, allowing your winning positions to turn to losing positions and having big losses. These are the two things you should avoid in terms of profit and loss psychology. These are the two things that you should avoid. So normally your stop loss will be here, but I have this rule that if price can trade to 1:1.5, 1:1.5, 1.5 is half of 3. If price can trade to 1:1.5, right, I will move stop loss to break even. What this simply means is that if I have a trade here now, and this is my TP, if this was how this thing was yesterday, the only thing I'll do would be to tap on this entry. If I tap on this entry now, this sell limit, right? Let me place it. Hold on. So I have rules that has governed me and helped me in trading to the extent whereby I barely lose, right? I've placed it. So let's say we had something like this yesterday now. You can see now that here is, let's call it 250, which means 250 times 3 is what? 250 times 3 is 750, right? So 750. So which means 1 is to 1.5, which means 1 is to 1.5 ratio would be 500, right? You move this thing here, and then how did I calculate this thing yesterday? I'm not getting this calculation. Hold on. Let me delete this thing. Okay, let's start again. 1.8. Okay, 200 TP. TP is going to be 600, right? Let's do it like this. So 1 is to 1.5 will be half of 600 is 300, right? Good, exactly. Half of 600 is 300, and if you check, look at it. So half of 600 is 300. So, and I told you guys that whenever price gets to 1 is to 1.5, which is half of 1 is to 3, do you get? And my initial profit here to be gained is 600. So half of 600 is what? 300. So price has gotten to 1 is to 1.5. This was the accurate time for me to move stop loss to break even, but I was traveling. I had to drive my mom to something really special, but I was driving my mom. So I was traveling at that moment, so I did not have the chance to do that. And there was news release. This was what I would have done. I will just tap on it like this. If I tap on this screen, this thing will come out. Then my SL will not move. I will move it down below my entry. If I now do it like this, right? Then there's this blue arrow that will show here, but I don't know why it's not showing now. There's this blue arrow that will show. It's not showing now because I'm not in a trade. It's a sell limit. But if it was a live trade, it will show. I'll then click that blue arrow and then click on modify. Do you get? So that was what I would have done in terms of moving stop loss to break even, but I did not do that. So only for me to come online, and then I saw this massive spike. So this was CPI news release yesterday. This is also part of the things I told you guys on the effects, the side effects or the bad sides of trading currency pairs is that sometimes you get to analyze properly, but news will not allow you to trade. Most times you get even losses that are very premature because of fundamentals. And when I mean fundamentals, I mean news trading. You get a lot of premature losses. That's why most times it's very advisable to stay away from your chart whenever there is high impact news release. Do you get? So always make sure you check the economic calendar before you trade your currency pairs every single day. Check your economic calendars for high impact news so you can be able to know when to be in and when to be out of any kind of trading position or in the market in general. So that's something I loved. I'm so happy I got to educate you guys today. So this video is on how to move stop loss to break even, and I hope you guys understood it. So this is vice versa for when you are buying. Do you get? So let me give you an instance for when you are buying. So let's say you are buying now. Let me use this trade now we took here. Let me say you are buying. You have something like this. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so let's say you are buying now. You have a buy limit here. You have your stop loss. I'm using buy limits, but this should normally be done in a live trade. Please don't get me wrong. I've placed it. So when next I want to be moving stop loss to break even is when price gets to 1 is to 1.5. If any of our trades get to 1 is to 1.5, bear it in mind. I will be telling you to move stop loss to break even, because if price should reverse 90% of the time that price has reversed against me after moving in my favor, it hits stop loss. I'm not an indisciplined person. I'm not this kind of person that likes to disobey. I have rules as a human being. I live by rules every day of my life, and I get joy in doing it. All thanks to trading. So you have rules you need to stick to for you to be able to have that purpose as a trader, even as a normal human being. You should not be free. You should not be free. You should not have that kind of carefree lifestyle. You should be governed by some rules in your life. Take for instance, you should not be here by this time, you should do this by this time. Like everything about you should just be time based. So look at this now. Let's say I took this buy and price triggered. If price has gotten to one, like half of half of 482 should be 240 something, right? If price might have gotten to 240 something, that is here. I will now tell you guys, move stop loss to break even. What you will now do is that you will move your stop loss above here. Do you understand? See that blue arrow? Let me show you. This is the blue arrow I'm talking of. See the blue arrow? You will now move your stop loss above your buy entry. Once you move it a little bit, you now click on that blue arrow. Once you click on that blue arrow, right, it will now be, once you click on that blue arrow, you have something like this. Hold on. You now click on modify. You understand? Okay. You understand? You have something like this. You then click on what? Modify. So once you click on modify, your stop loss will not be above your entry. That is how to move stop loss to break even. If price should reverse and go against you, it will stop you out in little profit rather than a very big loss, or normally the initial loss you would have had. So that's that for this video. Peace and love, guys. Don't play. See you guys in the next one.